Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday morning. Okay, so it was inevitable. We know this by getting rid of our manufacturing or whatever, sending it overseas, it was going to put people at risk. And we don't have to talk about the fact that the junk that's made in China has a lifespan of 91 days, one day after the warranty and everything breaks. Okay, we can deal with that. Oh, gee, the alligator clips I bought for my stack of papers or whatever snapped. And crap. All right, and you go buy some more. The disposable society that we wind up in. But, and of course, hey, those things are made of plastic, and we just put more plastic in the landfills, right, environmentalists? Okay, quality. You could talk about the medicines that we get and the fact that 80 some odd percent of our medicines are manufactured in either India or China, and there's counterfeits that wind up on the store shelves or the pharmacies all the time because the companies go, well, gee, we've got to make profit on this. So rather than get the stuff that's made in the United States, we'll get the knockoff stuff that's made in, Sri Lanka, and we'll sell that. And we have problems. It happens. It's not common, but it happens. I guarantee you, every one of us has taken pills somewhere that were made overseas somewhere and weren't as potent, if you will, as they're supposed to be. Well, the latest, and there's numerous articles on this that I ran across. We're having lead poisoning in the foodstuffs that we buy from overseas. And gee, the FDA wants the stores that sell them to voluntarily recall them. Not mandatory. Lead poisoning, okay? I mean, remember all the stories from decades ago that they had to change the paint because there was lead in the paint and kids were eating the paint chips, babies or something like that, ingesting paint chips, and it was giving them brain damage. No, okay. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't know anybody that eats paint. Okay. But I do know people that use spices on their food. Mm. So, a couple of different stories, and of course, I will link these below so you guys can read them for yourselves. Do you use cinnamon on anything? I don't know, like to make cinnamon toast, piece of toast, put some butter on it, sprinkle some cinnamon sugar on it. Nice little breakfast. Yeah, cinnamon, lead poisoning. You buy them at Dollar. You buy your cinnamon at Dollar General. You buy your cinnamon at Family Dollar. Save a lot, something like that. Yeah, you might want to go check that and potentially throw it out. Turmeric. Use that. Okay, not as common of a spice, but yeah, a lot of people use that. Guess what? Lead poisoning. Oh joy. These are just the ones that have been reported. Okay. Now, a lot of us, like most of the country, has got to the point of stepping down, if you will, where they shop. And the dollar stores are doing brisk business because, gee, I can buy something that's cheaper made at the dollar store, sold at the dollar store than made. Yeah, okay, no, I'm not AOC. Sold at the dollar store because, hey, I can afford it as opposed to the stuff at the mainstream grocery store or Walmart or whatever. And you look at it and go, oh crap, now I got to go throw it out. Go look in your pantry, in your spice cabinet, your spice rack. Look at your spices. You may want to get rid of those. It's amazing how all this stuff gets onto store shelves for how long we don't know, and we don't hear about it. We don't even hear about this on the mainstream media. Okay. We'll hear all the stories about Taylor Swift or about Caitlin Clark or anything. Those are important stories, but poisoning your food, no, they don't bother to tell you about that. We have to find that out through going down a rabbit hole, finding some of these sources, you know, oh, but, we weren't aware of that. It's just on some little rinky-dink website. Who happened to find the information on the FDA's website? Where's the research coming from? Where's the telling of the public what's of danger to them? It's not. There's no, gee, we've got to talk, 86 articles on jury selection for the Trump trial. That's important to people, but poisoning your food's not. It's not just a domestic issue either. Even the Mexican population, I mean, the ones that actually live in Mexico, okay, not the illegals that are here, are screaming bloody murder about GMO corn because maize, okay, what they use, is a staple in the Mexican diet. And they are significantly upset about all this GMO corn. You hear over and over and over again that we can't find the people to grow this stuff. Okay, understand. We need illegals to work the farms. No, we don't. We just need the government to get out of the way and let farmers farm, as opposed to, restricting them on how much water they can use, how much fertilizer they can use, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And this winds up a big problem for all of us, because now we're stuck buying food that's made cheaper by some country that doesn't really care what goes in their food. They don't have the regulations, the protections for the people that the United States should have. I mean, we have more three-letter agencies than you can shake a stick at to protect us, okay? And they fail miserably. I mean, I don't know, let's DHS, the FBI, the DEA, the EPA, every one of them fails us, and we fund them like crazy. But go into your spice cabinets, take a look at what you have, go into your preps, take a look at what you have. If it's the cinnamon and the turmeric now, how long is it till we find out that it's the parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme too that we're having problems with? A lot of these herbs, spices, you can grow yourself. If you use a lot of dill, grow parsley, grow oregano. They're all real easy. You can do them in a windowsill for what you need. You grow a big enough bunch of it, okay? Throw it in a dehydrator, dehydrate it, and throw it in a jar, and you have it. At least you know it ain't full of poisons, it ain't full of chemicals. But more and more and more, we are seeing our food supply be contaminated. And that's going to cause a problem down the road. Whatever you can, find the source of your food. Be the source of your food, because at least that way you know it's good. Buying organic, my thoughts on organic. It's the guy in the back of the grocery store with a box of bananas, and he goes, okay, this one goes in the regular pile, this one goes in the organic pile. There's no way for you to know the difference. But the store goes, hey, cool, we get an extra dime a pound or an extra $1 a pound saying they're organic. You want something that's going to be safe? Do it yourself. Look out for number one. It's the only way things are going to work out correctly. And hopefully doesn't kill you.